In the beginning of the 21st century, a warrior from ancient India is revived from cryogenic freezing and teams up with an AI and a young orphan to battle cyborg rulers using a combination of ancient fighting techniques and advanced technology in a colorful, musical uprising to reclaim a lost heritage. The Council from an advanced extraterrestrial civilization dispatches a specialized agent to Earth with the objective of averting an imminent catastrophe caused by human activities. Unexpectedly, a meteorite plummets to our planet and is promptly discovered by a group of scientists. However, as this celestial object displays remarkable properties, a scientist tragically loses their life, and the meteorite subsequently vanishes. It eventually falls into the possession of a wealthy individual named Arian, who harbors intentions of drilling the deepest well ever attempted to access the Earth's core, assisted by the now dubbed Spark meteorite. Yet, when the drilling operation reaches the necessary depth, a calamitous accident transpires, resulting in a devastating explosion within the mine, causing numerous casualties. Only Arian and a select few of his associates manage to escape, taking Spark along before ceasing their activities. Spark manages to send a signal into deep space simultaneously with these events. A young farmer named Thomas leads a simple life in the village, known for his exceptionally kind heart, and noticing a baby elephant that has fallen into a pit and whose parents cannot pass through a fence, he saves the young elephant. A girl named Tara comes to his village from the city with lectures about space. She asks Thomas to strike a pose, which allows people to see the constellation of Orion. Thomas falls hopelessly in love the next day. Thomas' the farm is attacked by a swarm of locusts, completely destroying the crop. Realizing he is ruined, the man heads to the city to earn money, while an alien ship approaches Earth. At the same time, Arian holds a meeting discussing the future mine that will lead to the center of the Earth, as there is a gas there that will allow for the production of a new type of energy. Arian demonstrates Spark, which will enable them to achieve what no one on Earth has done before to prevent human casualties. He presents a robot that can be operated by a person synchronized with it. Tommy reaches the city and sees two thugs on a motorcycle snatching a woman's necklace. Tommy chases them down and retrieves the stolen item. Angered, the robbers chase after the boy and he flees. On the way, he grabs someone's bicycle, which has faulty brakes, thus escaping the pursuit. Tom manages to run into two men, launching a large balloon overseen by a third man. They try to catch the escaping balloon. The men, who were initially angered, were surprised to learn that they had grabbed Thomas to fulfill a special order for a young man wanting to surprise his girlfriend. Despite the young man's inability to pay for their services, they decided to have Thomas work off the lost money and join them. They then took Thomas to the tower where they all lived together. The leader, referred to as the boss, explained that they specialized in organizing unique greetings. That evening, a client requested that they sneak into his girlfriend's apartment to set up a surprise, prompting the men to drive to the house, secretly enter the apartment and set up fireworks. Meanwhile, Thomas discovers a photo of the beauty and realizes it is the same girl from the latter, so the men ask the client to report on how everything went. It then turns out that they mixed up the apartment number and set up the surprise in the wrong place at this time. The homeowner returns and discovers the surprised and frightened. The girl runs out onto the balcony, and while dodging flying fireworks, she manages to catch a glimpse of Thomas. Meanwhile, not far from the city, an alien ship lands, and an alien emerges, and the AI warns that Earth is inhabited by the most dangerous species in the universe, humans, and advise against consuming unhealthy food. Alien heads towards the city, hitching a ride directly on the hoods of passing cars. Thanks to his invisibility, do not notice him soon. He reaches Aaron's institute and sneaks inside. The guards are surprised to see doors opening by themselves. One of them bumps into the alien, but the alien prevents the man from falling, and the guard hangs in the air for a while. An alarm goes off, and Aaron's main assistant Eliza comes out at this moment. The alien is caught in a capsule made of ultra-strong glass, but since he is invisible, the guards think the system is simply malfunctioning. As he arrives at the scene in a hurry, he quickly places his hand on the glass, only to have the alien reciprocate the gesture on the other side. As he attempts to walk away, he realizes he is unable to pull away from the glass surface. The alien promptly scans his memories of the drilling accident and the resulting fatalities. The capsule is filled with gas, prompting the alien to release his hand and break the glass. The alien then proceeds to the room where Spark is stored and takes action. Meanwhile, Eliza notices something peculiar and organizes a chase on a quad bike to locate the alien ship. The alien finds himself on the road and sees the boss's approaching car and pushes it away. By morning, the car ends up on the roof of a building, and the alien wakes up in a planetarium room. At the same time, the police are trying to figure out how do people manage to park on the roof. Thomas sees his beauty and quietly enters. The building where people are greeted by a child in an alien costume who introduces himself as Tattoo Tommy joins the conversation, unaware that the real alien is standing next to him. Then he sees Tara, who is adjusting the garlands, stumbles, and starts falling off the stool. The man rushes to help, but the alien is quicker, and uses telekinesis to gently lay the girl into Tamala's arms. Tara protests, demanding to be released, and when the A-man lets her go, she falls to the floor. But then he forms the Orion. There was a group of stars in the sky, and the girl suddenly realizes that there is a fire at a nearby stand. A man named Tommy tries to rescue the children, but there are too many of them. He struggles, and then an alien uses their mind power to move the children through the air to safety. Another person named Thomas takes the children to the ambulances. While doing so, he notices a flaming cabinet about to fall on a small green figure. Thomas rushes into the fire and saves the figure, thinking it is a child in an alien costume. He quickly takes them to the hospital, but on the way, the figure speaks from the back seat and reassures Thomas that they are an alien and not to worry. Thomas thinks the child is joking, but then the child suddenly moves to the front seat startled. Thomas loses control, and the car falls off the bridge. However, thanks to Tattoo's telekinesis, the car lands on its wheels. Thomas starts to run, but wherever he turns, Tattoo appears in front of him. Eventually, Thomas engages in a conversation with the alien, but when Tattoo accuses humanity of destroying his planet, Tommy still runs away. Then Tattoo discovers he has lost Spark while Arian is informed that Spark is missing. And it appears an alien visited the Institute. His spaceship was brought to the laboratory, but it became invisible, and they cannot scan it. Thomas tells his friends about the alien, but naturally they don't believe him, that is, until Tattoo enters their home. The men try to drive him out, trashing everything around them. One of them sprays Tattoo with an unknown liquid, and he falls unconscious. As the friends restrain him and inquire about his reason for visiting Earth, Tattoo admits his desire to seek assistance and explore the planet. Upon locating his spacecraft, Tattoo restores harmony to the situation. In a heartwarming moment, Tara expresses gratitude to Thomas for his role in rescuing the children. Enthralled by the beauty of their surroundings, Tara is enchanted when Tattoo causes a flower to bloom ahead of its time, showering her with petals. Tam agrees to assist in locating Tattoo's ship, and the men eventually embrace the alien, including him in their social activities. Arian learns of a renowned scientist in America known for his expertise in discovering extraterrestrial beings, prompting Williams to examine the recovered spacecraft at the laboratory. He then suggests using drones, developed to search for the alien, and they fly over the city, while Tara brings Thomas to the home of a sick girl. The girl doesn't know Tattoo is nearby, and seeing the suffering child, he takes the man's hand and makes him touch the girl. He sees her illness and also how the girl picked up Spark during the fire and hid it at her home suddenly. The girl confesses that she is no longer in pain. The happy mother hugs her child and Tattoo retrieves Spark. They leave, but the drones catch up with their car. Tattoo has to drop his disguise, and a shocked Tara sees him at this time. Williams demonstrates to Armenia's people a freezing gun that can be used to catch an alien, and he suggests freeing the ship from its cover, so that Tattoo will come for it himself. Tattoo tells friends that his compatriot understands that humans are about to destroy their planet. Sent him here to find the lost Spark. Arian's team withdrew the protection of the spacecraft, and Tattoo quickly received a signal indicating his whereabouts. Thomas drives him to the laboratory, where Williams detects and catches the alien with his technology. However, Thomas comes to the rescue and frees his friend Tattoo and reaches his ship. And lifting off into the air neutralizes the people surrounding Thomas, thinking everything is over. He waves to his friend and prepares to leave, but then Eliza attacks Thomas and beats him with a pipe. Tattoo sees his friend in danger and returns to Earth. He runs to help, and sees Eliza plunging an iron stake into Thomas's chest. The alien rushes to his friend and begins to share his power, but Eliza shoots him with a freezing gun. Then the guards carry the alien away. After some time, Thomas regains consciousness while Tattoo is chained inside a glass capsule, and his examination begins. Arian wants to know where Spark is, but the alien refuses to give it to his captor. Tattoo as torture. Despite Williams' protests, Thomas is taken to a hospital. His buddies drive him home after he recovers despite all medical odds, and his wound heals right in front of their eyes. Certain that Tattoo has left, they are unexpectedly blocked off by a car inside, the same crooks Thomas experienced when he arrived in the city. This time, they kidnapped a child and aim to rob them of their car as well, but Thomas refuses to comply, and he single-handedly kills all of the crooks, freeing the girl. From that day forward, Thomas tests his new abilities, recognizing Tattoo shared them with him in the laboratory. Scientists extract a certain chemical from the alien's blood at Aaron's demand. It is injected into his veins. Aaron twists in pain, which is transmitted to the alien. Tattoo breaks the capsule and scatters the guards, but the revived Aryan turns out to be stronger than the location where it was captured. Signal about another alien arriving. Eliza goes to check and sees Thomas Dara. The A-Man discovers an alien gadget in which Tattoo recorded a video message for the leadership of his planet. In the message, Tattoo explains that not all humans are bad. There are people on Earth who are kind. Souls who are ready to sacrifice their lives to save a friend. The next day, Aryan orders their capture, and his men head to the planetarium. Thomas punishes them, scattering them around the room. Aryan realizes that the alien's abilities have passed to Thomas and steps out to fight himself. During the fight, Spark falls out of Tommy's pocket. Tyra rushes to help, and Eliza freezes them. Both Aryan retrieve Spark and the couple is taken to the laboratory, but in the car, they thaw and free themselves. Thomas tells Tara that he saw Tattoo and he is in captivity, so he is determined to save him. Aryan activates Spark, causing insects to emerge from the ground, and one of the city districts bursts into flames from all sides. Simultaneously, firefighters are unable to extinguish such a fire. Thomas comes to help and suddenly stumbles upon an invisible girl whom he recognizes as the rescue child. Apparently, she too has received Tattoo's abilities. People barely manage to cope with the fire. The next day, Williams contacts Thomas. He realizes he has unwittingly become part of a crime and tells him that Tattoo is being transported out of the city in a freight truck. Thomas gives chase. Eliza tries to stop him, but the young man fights her off while Williams tries to free Tattoo. The freight truck overturns. Tattoo falls out, and Thomas lands beside him. Touch hands, and a spark travels between them, and Tommy sees his farm burning due to gas that has infiltrated on the surface. Thomas confesses his failure to keep Spark safe. They chat without recognizing Eliza. Yet, William notices her. He smacks her in the head, but she shoots at the scientist and takes the buddies at gunpoint, but suddenly she is struck by Tara. Thomas and Tattoo bring the boss's car, and they try to save Williams, but their strength is gone, and the scientist dies. Tattoo later loses his memories. Thomas proposes transporting him to the laboratory where a spacecraft is, as the alien can only be cured on the ship, while the pals distract the guards. Thomas and Tattoo travel to the laboratory in a hot air balloon, infiltrate the facility, and are confronted by a robot operated by Eliza. Thomas clashes with the robot and throws Tattoo towards the spaceship while attempting to outsmart the robot on the ship. Tattoo. He regains his strength through recollection, but Eliza throws a grenade inside the ship. Tattoo is thrown outside as it explodes. Tattoo comes to Dam's rescue, and together they kill the robot and Eliza. Then Tattoo runs inside the burning ship and emerges in a small craft. They race to the mine, dodging hot gas jets blasting from beneath the Earth's surface and breaking inside. Thomas tries to get Spark to halt the drilling, but then Aryan appears for a final struggle. Tattoo clings to Tom's back as they fight together, but they are unable to resist the now super strong Aryan. Tattoo then starts the forklifts and pushes over the drilling rig, which flips in. Everything falls as the air-cutting beams pass through the building's walls and ceiling. Aryan is pushed back and buried behind rocks. Tattoo grabs a Spark and escapes the fire in a small ship. The next day, Chan reports that the fire was caused by Aryan's laboratory, which is now permanently closed, and the friends say their goodbyes to Tattoo. Thomas tears up as he hugs his friend. Tattoo informs them that they must be careful of their own planet following a farewell selfie. Tattoo flies away. The Bollywood sci-fi comes out. Finally, a kind alien has arrived on Earth to save our people. Unlike in Hollywood films, aliens only come to destroy Earth and humanity. Unable to be both man and machine, Ilan sacrifices his form to save humanity, leaving behind a legacy of love and a teardrop-shaped ruby. I believe that our current era is in need of more quality science fiction films that inspire hope and faith in a positive future. Thanks for watching, take care and bye now. See you in the next video.